right? So my career started down on Wall Street. So I have a behavioral science degree, and what better place? All right, we're done with hold music. What better place than to be able to identify and express people's behavior as with their own money, right? So the stock market is quite beautiful. It's really it's a living and breathing item, a living and breathing organism of people's behavior, of their fear, of their greed, of their just everything expressed in pricing. So if you were able to identify how people behave, well, then you could predict what their behavior would be. So over the years, I've really just taken what's worked, what hasn't worked, and constantly wrote it down, constantly kept data of it. Because what my goal was to produce an algorithm that would allow me to, with a high level of certainty, identify stocks, right? Things that you could buy that are going to go up. Now, for those that are greedy, you might not have action every single day. And the way we went ahead and, like, for instance, you have a stockbroker, right? He probably looks at 10 stocks, maybe 50. And what he does is he tries to pick the best one in his opinion of those 10 to 50. More so than that, that's actually giving them too much credit, because what they really actually do is they'll go ahead and look at their buddy next to them, or take a look at management, or have a sheet that says, hey, listen, we're going to push this stock. Which is why when I entered Wall Street, I was young. I thought, like, this is going to be great. I got a 91 on my Series 7 and 90 on my 63. No one at my firm had ever gotten a pair of 90s. And my manager looks at me and goes, actually, right to my face, you're too smart for this business. You're never going to make it. And what he was referring to was that when you're managing other people's money, you can't actually care. Because if you put yourself in a position of, oh, I'm going to have to pick the stock that goes up, you take that home with you. You feel personally responsible. And because the stock market is really uncrackable, there's only a handful of people in the world that make money consistently. Like, literally a handful. And their funds are closed. You can't get into them, because when you take on a certain amount of money, then you can't execute your strategy because you have so much money you need to deal with. So even those strategies don't scale as large as taking trillions of dollars. Therefore, if you're not in one of those funds, you're not going to make money on a consistent basis. So when you go ahead and funnel that down to the least qualified person, which is a stockbroker, all they do is watch CNBC, they read the paper, they talk to their friend, they talk to their management. Okay, this is what we're going to do. All right. Hey, Mr. Jones, bop, 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 ABC, I'm telling you this, I'm telling you this. Yeah, their earnings are this, and why are we like them? Oh, well, okay, that's why you're going to buy it. No, no, no. You need to pull up your skirt and grab your blah, blah, blah. And they have all these lines and all these other things to do, right? Berkshire Hathaway has managed pretty well. Yes, Mary. Like I said, there's maybe a handful. And if you're and actually it's one of those exceptions that prove the rule, right? For you to be able to find someone to prove me wrong, and you have to go to Warren Buffett. Well, how many Warren Buffetts are there, right? So really, really a great example. And I think that actually helps everyone to what we're talking about. So in doing so, I went ahead and said, okay, when this happens, this happens. When this happens, this happens. And if this happens over this period of time, averaged over this period of time, with this average volume of this trailing, blah, 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 blah. Now, you don't really find many situations, many opportunities that actually fit that, that criteria, unless you do it over every stock in the market. Unless you do it by hand, one by one, every stock in the market. So that's what I do. So every weekend, I go over the 5,000 stocks that I watch. I apply my process, which I'm going to do with you live, to every single one. It takes a lot of time, but then that gives me a list of anywhere from 25 to 30 of that 5,000 that I walk into every Monday with. And of that 25 to 30, 85% make a profit. And why? Well, the way the algorithm works is, and I'm not going to release all the how the sausage is made, right? But effectively, over a trailing 28-day period of time, it calculates volatility in price, volatility in volume, and volatility in volatility. Averages it out over X component, over X derivative, over X period of time, right? So Just trust me when I say that's all I'm going to be able to give you. You can set some filters that you like to find stocks that work pretty well. Yes, Mary, you can. And those filters will yield you probably 1,000 stocks that fit it. So if you believe in your expertise so much that you could go through those 1,000 and find the ones that are correct, then God bless you. You are one of the fortunate few. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a screen share. So now everyone should see this, right? You see my screen. Let me go ahead and pull up the chat so somebody could just say yes. Can you see my screen? Okay, cool. So this list is the S&P 500. We're going to go through every single one. And the reason I'm able to do so is because the algorithm is coded so that I could see it visually. You can't see it here because it doesn't apply to this particular stock. This is Microsoft. Upon identifying what I believe, or at least my components, right? My filter, that filter then has to maintain itself for 13 days, right? 13? Or do I have it at 15? One of the two. I think I actually have it at 16. At 16 days. At 16 days, you will finally see a blue number. No, a red number. Then at 17 days, you'll see a red number. So those numbers are not here because you cannot see them. It does not apply, right? So we have to actually, by hand, go through every single chart, but we could do it quite quickly because we could see when the number jumps up at us. What you can see is here's the stock. Here's the time period. We always use a day interval because we're not greedy. We're not degenerates. You do not need to track stocks minute by minute. No one has the time to trade like that. And if you do, you're gambling. These are indicators, financials, et cetera, et cetera. This is an algorithm that I can't share with you. This is an algorithm I can't share with you. This is an algorithm I can't share with you. But in totality, I could show you the effect of them. And when working together, we'll be able to prove that it does work. Okay, this is Microsoft. Apple, and I'm not going to say every stock out loud because that would be obnoxious, but Amazon, right? So you could see them. Okay, Facebook. Now, Facebook is a stock that we did get into because what you'll find, so actually it starts at 14, I'm sorry. And red means caution, like get ready, something's about to happen. Red 14, red 15, boom, something happened. Now, when it's blue, red, and green, that's our buy point. So 16 red and green, buy, boom, right? Even 17 red and green, buy, boom. Even 18 red and green, buy, boom. 19 red, no green, sell, bump, 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 right? So yeah, Anthony, that was quite easy. Maybe you went ahead and had that set up. Maybe, who knows, right? So let's keep going through them. You know what? Let's pull this back a little bit further so we could see a more of a sample size, right? 14 red and green. Boom. Now, the reason we choose to wait for the blue is because probability is higher, right? When we wait for the blue, we have an 85% probability. When we're at the red, we have about a 65 to 70% probability. Mary, you're such a doll. So if you wanted to say, you know what, I'm willing to take a little bit more risk because 70% is still something that I'm comfortable with, you could start at the 14. Boom. Because what you'll see is if you waited for the blue, you would have missed this move. So that's UNH. And again, you could see that it doesn't matter what the stock is because what we've measured was the behavior of those involved. The volatility of the volatility, the volatility of the volume, the volatility of the price. And again, it's all a lot, right? Like it's, I think 350 lines of code. And it's also been over 20 years of my experience with markets. So it wasn't something that was put together overnight. So as you could see, there's nothing doing. Anthony, I want to trade something. Come on, give me something, give me something. Well, we don't trade just because we feel like trading. That's not the way this works. And because you don't need to trade 100 stocks, all right, so what do we got here? Red, 14 red and green. Okay, 15 red and green. See, now this is where the probability comes in. Do you want to be taking the slide, right? 16 red and green. Okay, we bought, but it went down. Oh man. 17 red and green. Okay, you made your money back because boom. Right? So when getting into these positions, as a rule of thumb, you never get 100% in anything at any given time. If you do that, you're gambling, right? So we know this. What you should always do, and I can't say should, what I always do, because there is securities law, right? Like I can't recommend, suggest, give advice. But what I can say is, based on my research, what I find to be most successful is you put half a position on at 16, half a position on at 17. If by 18 you're a loser, you sell. And by doing so, you capped your you minimized your losses so minutely, but you have to have the discipline to do it. Then if you get a 19 red and green, you then buy it back. Oh, and I just sold it yesterday for a loss. Why am I buying it back today? Because what do you care? That was yesterday, today's today. So 17, you got the other half. 18, you're up. 19, green, no red, you sell, right? So you could have went ahead, got in here, sold here. Now, granted, oh, wow, it went up the next day. Yeah, but we didn't know that this day. We thought it was going to go down from there because it didn't have the red. It only had the green. Well, what happened after that? Bump, 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 bump. So again, nothing is 100%. If it was 100%, I'd be having this call from like my castle in Thailand or something. But in a way, in an attempt to go ahead and provide those that are part of Rhino additional sources of reliable income, because that is your key to financial freedom, right? So those that have been part of this have seen us talk about Rhino emancipation, Rhino traffic. Yes, that is going to be the biggest source of income boost you're ever going to experience in your entire life. But should it be your only one? Just because you're making a lot of money here, does that not mean you can make money here? No, you should have a bazillion revenue sources. So this is another one. So let's keep going. Again, this is the S&P 500, right? Oh, look, 14 red, no green. Okay, we wouldn't have touched it. Let's keep going. Up, 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 up. All right, here we go. 14 red and green, we wouldn't touch it. 15 red and green, we wouldn't touch it. 16 red and green, we put half in. 17 red and green, we put half in. 18 red and green, we would have sold at a loss, right? 19 red and green, we would have put half in. And 20, when it gets to 20, we will hold it. So it's 20 green, no red, so you hold it for one day. Look, 21, still no red, so you sell it there. So what happened? Got in here, took a small loss, got in here, and then wrote it up here. You would have made the profit back much more than the loss, because if you, I know you can't see it because the screen, actually, you know what? Let me just make it bigger for you. So 16, let's say you got in halfway in the day, 235. 17, let's say you got halfway in the day, 236. So let's say 235 and a half is your cost basis. 18, let's say you got out halfway, 231, you lost 4 points. Okay. 19, red and green, 229 is your halfway. 20, you don't have the red, so you don't buy it, but you hold it there. 21, you still don't have the red, you sell it there, halfway, 231. So you lost 5 points on the downside, made 10 points on the upside. So even when you lost, you gained, right? So here's the important part. When you lost, it was so small. Everyone could take, what's $5 of 220? Roughly 2%. Can you take a 2% loss? Yes, you can. Many people, I know people that hold things like down 60%. They're like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. 2%, that's how professional money managers do it, right? So there's an example. Let's keep going. Now, mind you, the first one was Facebook. The second one was United Health. That was Eli Lilly. Pretty well diversified. Again, this is the 500 largest companies in the entire globe. So it's not like we're talking with little ones, right? 14 red and green, we don't buy it. 15 red and green, we don't buy it. 16 red and green, we're definitely getting half a position here. And now look, boom, 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 right? Now the question is, how long would you have held it? That's what someone should be asking me. Anthony, yeah, you have the benefit of this chart. Who knows if you would have sold it? The rule of thumb, at least that we operate under, is when we buy something, we put a 40% sell on it immediately. So if we buy something at $1, we have an order to sell it at $1.40, like that. Now, 40%, you would say, Ant, well, these stocks aren't going up 40%. Yeah, well, we trade options. Options go up 40% in a blink of an eye. So you're going to have a little bit more education on that if you don't know it. But hey, guess what? What you're looking at is called Rhino Welt. Now, we're not offering it to you today. We're just simply walking you through so you can have a certain idea of, wow, this is a good thing or this is a bad thing. Monday we'll be releasing it, but maybe we'll find a stock today that makes sense. And maybe we could, showcase that. But for now, I just want to show proof of concept. You're seeing things that nobody else sees because the way we do it is we release that list every Monday after it's been curated by me personally. Then I go ahead and update it as the week goes on, which ones we sold at 40%, which ones we got out at like a 5 or 10% loss, and every week we're profitable. So it's just additional revenue streams. Whoa. This one was interesting because this one kicked our butt left and right, but as long as you stayed in it, you did well. So 14 and 15, we would have never got in. 16, we got in. 17, we got in. 18, we sold. Okay, took a loss. But here you go. 19 red and green, you got in half. 20 red and green, you got in half. Now, 20 red and green is what we call gold. That is gold. Well, there you go. Boom, boom, boom. So you made your money back and probably more so. But what is this? Okay, so you sold up here. 23 still red and green. Wow. If 20 is gold, 23 is definitely gold. So you bought more here. Then 24 red and green, you're down, but you bought more here. Now look, bump, 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 right? So say you would have got out, again, we got out those 40% each one of these times. Now nothing doing, right? But we actually had some members that held it the whole way through. They're just like, Ann, I don't buy and sell that quickly. If something catches my attention, I'm going to hold it. We had a couple of members that held it from here and just sold it recently. They have posted in our group. Now, again, we have a group on Facebook called Rhino Premier, but that's being repackaged as Rhino Wealth. So we're shifting the group over. So you won't have access to that. Those that do have access, some of them are on, they understand what we're talking about. But we have messages. Oh my God, up 300%. Bop, 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 bop. Let's continue. But again, when would someone have gotten into this? Right? This is highly predictive. So you're not always going to get the most perfect timing, but what's your downside? We have it coded to such a point that if you could walk into something and say, this is my upside, this is my downside. If my upside is always 5, 6, 7 to 1, my downside, count me in, right? So let's continue. $14, red, no green. Okay. Oh, so let me talk about this, right? So these green bars, you'll notice, are the only ones that are not black. And we got this, the teal one, that's something completely different I don't want to get into. But these green bars are what we call trend changes. These green bars are calculated by X percentage of volatility over X percentage of days on a rolling average, right? So when you see one, they're highly predictive of a trend change. Now, what we call that is confirmation, not invitation, meaning we don't say one should use that solely to buy anything. But if you have that along with other reasons, then you get in. So for instance, this has been going down, trend change. Now it's going up. This has been going up, trend change. Well, actually, it's trend change going down. This has been going down, trend change. Now this is going up, right? This has been going down, trend change. What's the next thing going to be? So one would say, hey, listen, this might be an opportunity. Now, we don't, again, it's an invitation, not confirmation. When you have two trend change bars back to back, that becomes confirmation. So this would catch our attention. It's red, it's green, trend change, but it's not everything to us. So we wouldn't buy this. But if you were feeling a little bit more sexy, right, maybe you would. Woof. All right, what's this? Bristol Myers. Bristol Myers, 14 red. This was another one that was just ugly. 14 red and green, 15 red and green, wouldn't touch it, right? 16 red and green, touched it. 17 red and green, touched it. You would have gotten, you don't have a loss yet, right? So 18 red and green, you would stay or you would get out because you didn't have your profit. Okay. 19 red and green, you buy it again. 20 green, not red, so you're looking to sell it. 21, you sold, you made your money back. So, and I don't mean to say made your money back as in it's an equal, right? 16 and 17, you got out at 18, you probably broke even. 19, 20, all the way up here, 21, you made your money back times 3 or 4-fold, right? And then you'll see all these other numbers, but you don't see any more red and greens. Yeah, this is a dark red. That's not what we count. It's not the light red. So you would have never purchased any of these, which meant this was all disconfirming. Yeah, these numbers are great. Oh my God, Ant, there's a 29 green. Yeah, but you have no confirmation here. The point is, we've built it out to give confirmation. Now, you could say, Ant, you know what? I'm seeing how long this is taking. You probably spend hours doing this. Yes, I do. But that's the point. I'm the one that coded it. I'm the one that knows how to use it. I'm the one that spends the time to curate it to then give you all the effect of it and then manage you through the week. Hey, listen, we just sold this. Hey, listen, we just bought this. I was thinking of saying something, but I didn't. 14 red and green, 15 red, no green. We would have never touched either of these. Look, trend change, right? Whoop. But again, we look for 2 of them. Oh, there's 2. It's going down. Trend change, going up. Oh, but it went down, Ant. What the heck is this? Well, whoop, right? Like, do you have a little bit of tolerance? Like, when we have 2 trend change bars, sure, you could be short-term and buy it right away. Boom, boom, you made your money. All right, and I'm losing money, I'm out. Okay, boom. But what about for someone that has a tolerance of saying, I don't need to trade every 3 days. How about I just give it a week, see what happens? Whoop. Okay, so let's continue. And again, the reason why we're going through the S&P 500 is because I didn't make up the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is the most sought after, most followed index in the entire globe. So if I could go ahead and show you it's working on the S&P 500, think about what we could do to like the NASDAQ or the Russell, right? Easier indexes to win. All right, it's going up, trend change, going down. Trend change, but still going up. But could you say this was going down, trend change going up? Yes. It's going down, trend change went up, but it still went down, right? So again, one trend change bar does not make a confirmation. It makes an invitation. But what you could see is it's going up, trend change, now it went down. So again, I only touch things if the 85% certainty is in my favor. I don't like messing with 70% if the difference between 70% and 85% is work ethic. If it meant just work a little more and find only the 85s, I will do that, which means for those that are a part of it, that's what you get. Right? So 14, 15, no confirming factors. This one, trend change, but just kept going higher. It went down, trend change, this one worked, it went up. 14, red and green, but do you have anything more? No. So this one was a whole bunch of like, what's your discipline? Don't touch it. But what you'll find is, well, this is today. We haven't found a single stock yet that's given us anything to do today. In fact, we spent all this time doing what? So that's where the discipline comes in. What if you don't have anything? Well, I could tell you I look 5,000 stocks and there's always at least one. You just have to find it. All right, what do we got here? 14 red, no green. 15 red and green, we wouldn't touch it, but maybe you would. 16 red and green, we are touching it. Oh, baby, are we touching it. 17, no red, no green, so we're looking to sell on the next day. Boom, boom, boom. Now, could you have wrote it out? Sure. Could you have wrote that out? Sure. Could you have wrote that out? Sure. But we don't play that game. I'm happy taking my 40% right here. Look, free 40%. Who wants it? Who wants it? Who wants it? Ooh, 3 trend change bars. 1, 2, 3. And it kept going up, right? So we would have got out at our first opportunity of a loss. So this would have been a loss. But then again, honestly, so we didn't touch this one because we didn't look at Moderna. Because this whole process has been relatively new. But 3 trend change bars. Get your attention, confirmed it's going down, confirms it's going up. They cancel each other out. Boom. So it's not often you're going to get 3, but if you get 3, it cancels out what the direction is of the 2. 14, 15, both red and green, but you didn't have a 16. Look, going down, trend change up. Going up, trend change down. But is it 100%? No. What's this? Up, trend change down, but it didn't last. Give me some numbers. 14 red and green, 15 red and green. Do we have a 16? No. So we would have never bought it. But if you did, there's your profit, right? We don't do it, but we make it clear for you. In fact, we publish all the 14s and better. So that's up to you what you want to do, because the reason we publish it is if it's a 14 on Monday, could it be a 16 on Wednesday? We come into the week knowing all of our possibilities and knowing everything we're going to do. All right, here we go. 14 red and green, we don't touch. 15 red and green, we don't touch. 16 red and green, we touch. Oh, baby. Bump, 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 right? Bump, bump, bump. Now 16 red and green. This one's not red, it's only green, so we're looking to sell in the next one. So here's the thing. We would have sold this. We would have never captured this. But that doesn't mean that you couldn't, right? So the name of the game is, what is your discipline level? That's all it is, because I can't tell you what to do. It's like a felony if I do. But what is your discipline level? I can tell you we make money every week. I don't even need to, you don't see my nose growing when I say that. But I take losses about 15% of the time. And that's fine, because my losses are so small. My break-evens are so small. My profits are all 40% and higher. So if 85% of my trades equal 40% and higher, and the other 15% equal an average of 7.5 to 10% losses, that's a good week. And then compound it, right? 14, 15 would have worked, but we would have never touched it. 14, 14, yeah, could have worked, but we would have never touched it. But look at that. 14, bump, bump, bump. You think it's coincidence it's right there? It's not. Ooh, what do we got here? Okay, 14 we wouldn't have touched. 15 we wouldn't have touched. 16 we get in at half. 17 we get at half. We are profitable here. It's no red, only green, so we get out the next day. We would have, I don't know, made a 10% profit, 15% profit. But that's because we're very disciplined. What if we were a little less disciplined? Bump, bump, bump. But what if you're too undisciplined? Boom. Wow! Right? So again, let's stick with the 85%. 15, 16. Oh, and it's a 15, 16 though. Yay, cool. But do you want to deal with this? Yeah, you have that. But what would you have done in this moment, right? Before you could see that, all you see is you had a profit and you lost it. That's what you see. So discipline and courage there's a really fine line in between them. And would you have the courage of staying? But you need the discipline to do it, right? So anything else? 14. Oh, here's a good one. 14 red and green, 15 red and green caught our attention, right? 16, 17. We got it half and half. We took a loss, right? Boom. Oh, man, that really stunk. Okay. 19 red and green, though, because you move on to the next day. It doesn't matter what the stock is. There are 3 or 4 letters that have a couple of numbers. That's it. 19 red and green. Okay, let's get in. 20 red and green? That is gold. Okay, let's get in. 21. All right, green, no red. Let's sell the next day. We would have made our 40% well before that. But what if you were someone that says, Ant, I don't really trade like that. You got to a 20 red and green. You know what I know about 20 red and green? I hold that sucker. Bump, 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 right? What you need to realize, and not that you need to, no one needs to do anything, and who am I to tell you what you need? I just have a level of success and experience that I'm trying to share with you. What you'll notice is, even if you were in a position that you were wrong, what is the magnitude that you can be wrong, right? Could anything go to zero? Sure. But what you'll find that's pretty ubiquitous across all these charts is the upside is 5, 6, 7 times any level of downside. Okay, let's continue. Come on, give me some more red and greens. Ooh, here we go. 14, 15, we wouldn't have touched it. 16, red and green, we're in, right? Half. 17, we don't put the other half on because it's not red and green, but it's green, no red, so we're selling it the next day. Boom. In, out, 40%, done. And again, if you don't understand options, you're going to say, and it's like 5 points. That's not 40%. No. But having an option that expires in 1 month at a strike 10% higher than what you currently have in and out within 2 or 3 days with a 5% move on a stock is more than 40%. And again, we're going to share that with you. So there is some education that goes along with this, but just know that if I'm able to show it to you right in front of your face, then I'm pretty good at being able to educate as well. All right, let's see what do we got. 14 catches our attention, but we don't get in. All right. 16, oh, we are feeling sexy. Half in. 17, the other half, both red and green. 18, green, no red, so we sell the next day. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Now that would have sold way before then because you hit 40% way before that, right? But again, you have to find them. What you'll say to yourself is, I still haven't seen one we could act on. Okay. Up. Let's see. Double trend change. So it's been going down, right? Boom, boom, up. It's been going up, boom, boom, down, right? So they are kind of up to interpretation because you could really say, this wasn't going up, this was going sideways. Okay, boom, boom, down. That's a trend change. This you could very clearly say this has been going down. Boom, boom. Look at that run. You would have made 40% back so quickly and you would have been kicking yourself along the whole way, cursing my name, saying, Anthony, how did I miss all this? And I would say, no one's telling you to buy or sell. 14, 15, both red and green here, no red and green here. But look, if you want to get in at 14s, as you could see, the numbers are in your favor, but they're not 85%. Whoa. 14 no, 15 no. 16 yes, 17 yes, 18 we sold at a loss. Okay, 19 yes, 20 red and green. Love that. And what happened? We had a loss, but still at 21 red and green, so we get out, take the yellow loss. 22 red and green, we get back in. 24 green, no red, we sell the next day. So this one looks like you would have taken 2 losses, made 1 gain. All right, well that stinks. Well, guess what? We're on the S&P 500 and we're at like stock, I don't know, 100, 150. And that's the first time out of how many trades will we have done so far that you would have seen any type of loss like that? 2 different losses of maybe 10%, 1 gain of maybe 10, 15%. And if that's, and I can't believe that. Well, if you're unwilling to tolerate that, then you shouldn't be in stocks to begin with. So if you say to yourself, well, hey, there's proof, you're actually proving to yourself you should never trade stocks because you're just unqualified. And that's not a bad thing to say to someone. Sometimes you need to know what you're good at and what you're bad at. Did you see the news on DWAC? I see it's up a whole lot. Where were we? I don't know. Where were we? Oh, we're down over here. Okay. What I can actually tell you, I don't know how much of my screen I want to share doing this. Hold on a sec. Hold on 1 second. So it's funny that you say that. Let me show you something. Okay. This was our email yesterday. Let me get the recipients off. Okay, cool. This is the email we sent out. We had our red and greens. Facebook continually moving. So there's also an indicator called Anthony wants to throw his computer out the window indicator. But stock of interest. Now, 9:46 a.m. yesterday morning. Do you know what price DWAC was at that time? Well, we could show you, right? Owns the rights to the upcoming Donald Trump social media platform. Announced last night. Stock likely up a lot, but how high it goes, who knows, right? So we alerted everyone. This was what, 9:46. Okay. So let's take a look at DWAC. 5 minutes. Well, actually, we could open this up. What was it? 9:46 yesterday. Why is it showing me? I want a 1 minute chart. Let's do that. Okay. 946. Why is it showing it to me in like 15-minute intervals? Well, whatever. At 9:30, this is, oh, this is today. That's why I'm losing my mind. Sorry, guys. Let me just do this real quick. Now you'll see these green bars. They don't, on a 1 minute chart, you just disregard them, right? 946. The stock was $13. So just to go ahead and answer your question, Isaac, uh, and that's pretty cool because I didn't know Isaac was going to ask that question. But what you could find so clearly is at this point right here, we sent out an email alert. Now, where'd the stock go from there? We got to like really scale this thing. Why are you doing this to me? Okay. And again, when you're scaling a stock, most stocks don't go from 10 to 180 overnight. So it's, but this is where it was, and this is where it went. Woo! Actually, no, I'm sorry. This is where it was, and this is where it went. So, Isaac, to your question, yes, we did see it. I guess that's how I could answer it, right? So let's get back to all the good stuff. Let's get back to a daily chart. It's 2:38. I'm going to be on this till 3 o'clock. I'll go ahead and change something up real quick so you could see a little bit more functionality. All right, so let's continue, just go down, see what we can find. Okay. Here we go. 14, 15, no, no. 16 red and green, yes. 17 red and green, yes. 18 we would have got out because nothing happened. 19 red and green, you get back in. Woohoo. Green, no red, sell the next day. Break even, and this would have probably been like 25, 30%, right? Okay. So does this work if you want to be more of a long-term holder, right? Not everyone wants to trade on a daily basis, but as you could so clearly see, it works on a daily basis. Does it work on a weekly basis? Well, yeah, it's the same thing. So let's go ahead and go back from the top. And of course, these are stocks that everyone knows a little bit better. Now, this is going to be far less likely because for those numbers to be hit on a weekly basis, because remember, each one of these bars is an entire week, it's much more disqualifying, right? So let's just see if anything comes up. Okay. 14, red and green. Actually, no, it's, yeah, red and green. So on a weekly basis, you probably could start getting in at like the 14s and 15s, but not on a daily basis. Facebook. Whoa. All right, so let's get some of my nonsense out of here. This is a weekly basis. 14, 15, all right, 16 red and green, half, 17 red and green, half, 18 red and green, you get out because you have a loss. 19, no, wait, hold on. No red, you wouldn't have got in, but that's a nice little move. All right. Look at this. 3 of them. Boom, right? So just to show you, it's far more disqualifying to do on a weekly, but they do exist, right? 14, 15, there's your 16. Ah, red, no green. Darn it, right? Can we find one? Just so I could show you on a weekly basis. Wow, look at all these greens. Boom, 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 boom. Now again, that many I wouldn't really, like that's a lot. So 1, 2 going up, 3 going down, 4 going up, 5 going down. You know what? On a weekly basis, you don't really want to mess with all that. And also, if you remember, that's when oil went to negative $37. So everything's not as easy. But I just want to get a number to show you. Let's get a blue somewhere. All right, what do we got here? AT&T. Oh, no red and greens. All right. 14, 15. Boom. I know I passed a 14, 15. I'm looking for a blue. Oh, there's one. Okay. So now we can finally show you something. And we'll do this just one time because that took forever to do. But again, I'm doing the work for you. So here you go. 14, let me just make it a little bit clearer for you. 14, 15, no. 16, 17, and look at the run, right? So on a weekly basis, you're not selling it right away. Because again, on a weekly basis, you have a much longer time frame. Because if you were looking to sell it right away, you would do that on the dailies. So when you go ahead and identify yours on a weekly, you hold that for a month or two. And this would have been the run you would have received. So let's go back to the daily. All right, here we go. Now, that's the S&P 500. What about crypto? What about the NASDAQ? This is a different list. What about the Russell 1000? What about the Russell 2000? What about different sectors and the components of them? What about the super duper duper list, right? Now that's from last week. We're leaving that over there. That's not for everyone. It's 243. Let's go ahead and run through the Russell real quick, right? All right. Now, Russell is the smallest companies in the United States. Therefore, they move much more aggressively. So when you find one, you have to be much more disciplined, but your gains are much more outsized. So with the Russell, you could even knock that from 40% to 50%. Isa. Thank you. All right, come on, give me something. Oh, we have a 14 right here. So you know what? Let's put that on our list of things that we're going to keep an eye on. So actually, you have a 14 right here. So what the suggestion would be is that you take a look at it, put it aside. When it gets to 16, start acting on it. 14, 15, and granted, you could see the move afterwards, but again, discipline. So you could look at this and say, oh my God, I wish, but it doesn't always work out that perfectly also, right? So this is red and green. No, red, no green. Now, as you notice, I have no idea. I mean, I know what the companies do because I've been doing this for a while, but as it pertains to actually know what each individual one does, I don't. Okay, going down. Trend change up, trend change down, and it went higher from there. So again, these green bars, like I said, are invitations, not confirmation. If you get it with other things, then you're in the right position. If not, then don't, right? So what you'll see is this green bar is also red and green, which would indicate higher. The second one would indicate you're getting that trend change. This third green bar might be people saying, oh my God, we need to run in and get it, right? You aren't, I'm onto something. Thank you. I can promise you I'm onto something a little bit more than something because this wasn't made in a basement last night. And this is like a culmination of 20 years of me doing this. But I do appreciate your words of the right direction, right? All right, what do we got here? 14, 15, no. 16, red and green. 17, no red, but only green. Okay, so we're looking to sell the next day. Boom. You made your profit, right? Now, could you have gone over here? Sure, but would you have lasted over here? I don't know. And if you went here, would you have thought it kept going higher? Would you have then sold right here? Would you have then missed that? And then if you missed that, would you have sold this, right? So woulda, coulda, shoulda. But oh no, I didn't mean that as conflictual. We just have a full room on of those that have never met me, so I don't want to. You and I, we could joke around, and I would. And in fact, I'm joking publicly with you. But I just want to allow those that are seeing this for the first time to understand its power. That's all. And sometimes I've noticed with my life, you could make the mistake to being so friendly to people that they feel comfortable taking advantage of you because they mistake your friendliness for like a weakness. And no, we know what we're doing. This is worth more money than we're ever even willing to sell it for. But because our goal, our mantra, the entire Rhino process is in actually rescuing a world, which sounds very, very big. But for those that don't have reliable income or a level of income that offers them financial freedom, a lot of the decisions that they do, a lot of the things that they, interact with or plan out is a function of the money that they do or don't have. So if you take a look at someone that has good intentions, has a family, is a father, is a mother, or just wants to do good for others or wants to do charity, if you ask them, if you had $1 million, could you do that stuff? Yeah. If you don't have $1 million, can you do that stuff? No. So money does allow and it liberates and it frees those that want to be like contributing members of society. So what we're doing with this is this call is not a bunch of hedge funds, although I do see some on. I do see one that was trying to buy this and the answer is still no. It's for our team, right? So again, what you need to know is you're never going to have this algorithm. I'm not giving it to you, but I have it. I do the curating. I'll go ahead and offer the selections on Monday. And then every day thereafter, I go ahead and update them. When something happens midday, we send out an alert for that. And again, what you do is up to you, and that's fine. We cannot tell you, advise you, suggest to you, recommend to you, but we can offer to you what it is that we're doing, right? All right, here we go. 14, 15, we don't get in. 16, yes, we do. 17, green, no red, so we sell the next day, right? We would have made our 40% there. Anthony, oh my God, but what about this move? Yeah. In fact, you would have had a nice clean ride to here, and your profits would have been so high that you would have seen them going down every day. Would you have been scared and sold? I don't know. Maybe you would have had the cojones to stand in. Okay, so now you're here. Oh my God, look how well I'm doing. Oh darn, I should have sold over here. What the heck is going on? Oh wow, it worked out. Now we're just falling apart. Oh my God, I'm selling. Now you're selling at something less than you would have had over here. So the point is, if you go ahead and say, look, from here to here, sure, only if you're willing to do this. You buy something and you don't check your computer again for a month. If you're willing to do that, God bless. Jean-Pierre, how do we participate? So Monday, I'm going to go ahead and in a Monday email, I'm going to share Rhino Wealth is its own program. So as everyone's been following with Rhino, and in fact, I'm going to get off the screen because I think we understand what this is, right? Okay. So what everyone has come to understand about Rhino is we invented our own platform. It's our platform, right? You have Rhino Business and you have Rhino Emancipation. The business is that allows your business to get on, which brings the Rhino Emancipation audience and allows you to have hundreds of thousands of customers on your mobile app. We're not going to get into that because this call is not for that. We want everyone to be on these calls and these meetings every single day. So for that, we'll go ahead and share, how it works again on Monday. But more so than that, if you go to distributivemarketing.com, we have all the tutorials for you, right? We even made cartoons. It's there. As it pertains to this particular program, so on the Rhino Emancipation app, which is owned by us, that's our app, we have our 3 top products on it, right? Rhino Traffic, which is the business portion, Rhino University, and Rhino Wealth. Rhino Wealth will be a button that you're able to click, and now you're subscribing to the service that I just offered to you. In that app is where you get all the updates beautifully. What we're going to do is Monday, we're going to release the payment to go ahead and be one of the first to enroll into that business. What you're going to clearly start seeing is that this isn't Anthony coming out saying, hey guys, get into this. No, we've actually built it. It's an ecosystem that's growing and growing and growing. It's a community. We have our 3 verticals, Rhino Traffic, Rhino Wealth, Rhino University. But we're going to have Rhino Dating. We're going to have Rhino Health. We're going to have Rhino, can't share the rest with you, right? But what you'll find out is that when you're on the platform and you are recommended others to join, and your partnership link is actually right in your app. So it's like the best affiliate program ever. You're going to receive 20% of everything they do for life. So say, for instance, you brought on a free member. Now that free member is like, oh my God, this Rhino Wealth thing, I could just make money every week. I'm going to do that. Well, that $37 a month recurring, 20% of that comes out to what? $7.50 roughly. That's going to go to you every single month for the lifetime that they're a part of it. Take that, multiply it by infinity, and you're going to see the growth that we're going to have within our own ecosystem going forward. So in a really, really long-winded way, to answer your very simple question, Jean, Monday, I'm going to offer that to you. All right, so I don't want to put any links there. This isn't a platform that you come on and you're like, oh my God, I'm seeing Anthony, he's going to sell something. No. If you're in and you have the vision to see what's happening, great. If not, just continue coming to these, because I promise you, your eyes will open at some point. What's the site again? Distributivemarketing.com. Upon clicking that, you'll see where you could enroll for these calls. We have a meeting every single day, so you'll see that as the main call to action on the front page. On the top right, you'll see next steps that allows you to purchase into Rhino Traffic, which means you're like on the super duper duper plan, right? Like you're taken care of. Also, you'll see on the top right a blog entry every single day. We not only the emails we send out to use as a blog, but these videos are all recorded. They are uploaded within 24 hours, which helps everything in terms of SEO, in terms of conversions and all whatnot. The point of me saying that is you also have a membership link, a partnership link, which means when you use that partnership link, it is given to someone else. They then click that link, they will go directly to distributivemarketing.com, which means at that point, because we have so much there for them, more times than not, they will just go ahead and enroll in something, right? So we're going to, on that site, have the Rhino Wealth, they have the Rhino University. So if you do not have the partnership link yet, let me see where that is. If I was my own partnership link, where would I be? Oh, I know where I am. Right? Here somewhere, I think. It's so funny how many buttons are all over the place. Oh, there it is. Okay. So if you have not enrolled in the partnership yet, you should. There's that link. In fact, I think we're going to put that on the site as well. In which case you'll get your own link. You could offer that to anybody. It brings them to distributive marketing. And then anything they do going forward is for the lifetime that they're with us. Because once they enter that site and pay anything on that site, 20% per month for life then gets sent to you. And it's funny because people say, Anthony, there's no affiliate program ever that does 20% a month for life. And do not give me the proof that, the exception that proves the rule. I know some exist, right? But the point of the whole thing is because we're taking a Robin Hood approach in the sense that our Rhino Traffic, all the businesses that get on that are super duper happy to have an audience that's so receptive to them, because you must remember, This business audience contributes $500 a month plus 20 or 30% of sales. That contribution comes to Rhino, but that contribution does not stay at Rhino. Rhino distributes 100% of it to the audience. So everyone that is on that app is actually being paid to be on our app. Therefore, when we do the video every day introducing one of our new businesses, you have 100% of the eyeballs all getting paid in cash, stock, and coin that are then going to download the Rhino traffic businesses. They're all very happy because they have hundreds of thousands of customers overnight. But more so than that, every time anyone enters this app, they are now exposed to our products, and our products are the same as the Rhino traffic. We have our 3 top products. They're all 30-second videos hosted by me in simple, clear English, offering everyone a buy now or book a call feature. Point of the story being, anyone that's in Rhino traffic, you are going to make more in recurring revenue than you ever thought you could possibly ever make, but you will never notice it because you're going to make so much money in your own business that you'll never even notice the line item that says another couple of $1 million here. Anybody that is in Rhino Emancipation, you have opportunity after opportunity after opportunity that are all measured to be commensurate, if not 10 times better than anything on the market. And because we're a community that has these meetings every single day where you can, the partnership link is not loading. Well, that's obnoxious. All right, so let's see something. So it might be a server thing because it's going like really slow over here. So give me a second with that. I'll go ahead and confirm it and off. And again, we're on tomorrow at 12 o'clock. So if you're on tomorrow, cool. If not, be on Monday. I will go ahead and have that link sorted. I do think it's actually the company itself. Maybe they have a bug. Maybe this is by luck our 10-second into window that we look silly for it. But as you can see, our internet's working quite nicely. Your internet's working quite nicely. Just that site's taking forever to load. So I tend to think that's a them thing. Also, we use Wix on our website. So we're having a call with them later because they're looking to earn our business and created a super duper affiliate platform that they want to pitch to us. We are willing to hear them out. If they offer us something that is like leagues ahead of everything else, then we are likely going to switch it, which means I promise you by Monday, you're going to be exactly in the position that that would be best suited for you and for everyone. It is working because I have my link from previously. Yeah, ETA on the app is out November 1st. In fact, it's actually done now, and we're simply just testing it back and forth. It's also in review for Apple and Android. So I say November 1st because we're all on that goal. If Apple says, hey, listen, we need an extra day, as cool as I think I am, I'm going to say, okay, Apple, we'll wait the extra day. So don't hold me to it with a gun. November 1st. But yeah, so that's our presentation for today. I want to make sure that it's always an hour because we want to offer a level of consistency. We are here for an hour. You're not going to miss anything if you have to get back to work or whatnot. You are pretty cool. Jean, you're cool. So everyone, go have fun. Enjoy your weekend. I'll be back here tomorrow at 12. Our ecosystem is growing. I'm not going to talk anymore about Rhino traffic because this isn't a pitch for that. But just know that things are going really well. Like, anyway, I'm just smiling. Sorry. All right. Love everyone. We'll get a little bit more. Actually, tomorrow's a nice day. It's Saturday. I'll have something nice. And then Monday, we'll get back to fire and brimstone because what's going on right now is not okay. Let's change the world together. I love you guys. Bye.